When people come to me saying that they've tried everything for their migraine and nothing seems to work, I tend to think it's not because they don't, it's because they are missing two key ingredients. They are missing a framework to think different, and they are missing pathway to act consistently. Let's break this down. Welcome. I am Gospel Eadweardfilia, your migraine relief pharmacist, and today I share with you two key ingredients that perhaps is causing you to carry on remaining in this state of chronic pain. Thinking differently, which is the framework I'll be sharing with you, is called the gray matter. And acting consistently is implementing the triple A pathway to relief. Starting off with the gray matter. What is the gray matter? The gray matter keeps you stuck in chronic pain. When you don't apply the gray matter, you get stuck in the same cycle. So the gray matter, the G for gratitude, not being grateful with where you currently are and just in the state of constant complaining fuels stress. And guess what? Stress is one of the migraine triggers. Stress is one of chronic pain triggers. Let's just be real. Lack of gratitude pushes away the very people that you really need at the time or when you are most vulnerable. One thing that I want you to remember is that your brain cannot handle worrying and worship. You can't do both. You cannot worry and worship. You cannot worry, which worry is really worshiping the devil. You have to choose one. And one thing that I encourage you to implement is when you start to feel like worry creeping, start worshiping. And what that does is it quenches that worry. Gratitude is worshiping God. And Psalm 100 verse 4 is the secret password. Give thanks. I've paraphrased it, but that's the whole gist of it. The second in the framework is rebalancing your gut. You're likely eating and drinking anything, ignoring your gut health is not a good idea because you have this gut brain connection. So your goal is rebalancing the gut. Processed food, excess caffeine, alcohol, red wine. Not that I'm picking on red wine, but research has shown that it tends to be not so good. It tends to be a trigger for that live with migraine. Processed foods, excess caffeine, alcohol, these are not just snacks. They sabotage you. And you're likely sabotaging yourself when you take this. And especially if you don't know that these are your triggers. Repent from eating and putting junk in your body. Food can heal, but it can also hinder. Careful with what you eat and drink. The second R is, so we've talked about gratitude, not being grateful, always complaining. We've just talked about rebalancing the gut, eating anything, putting anything in your body that causes migraine because there's a gut brain connection. And then now the next one is remove toxins. Allowing toxins to build up in your body can cause migraine attack. medication overuse because perhaps you've just self-diagnosed, and so you go and then you just take any medication that you think will get rid of the pain. Harsh environment, using toxic chemicals to clean your house, smoking, inhaling toxic fumes, unresolved emotional baggage. These toxins, they link. Even your bloodline matters. Research shows that migraine is genetics. Some research papers are showing that migraine is genetic. So even your bloodline matters. Don't ignore the patterns of illness that runs in your family. Action, not taking small baby step action and rather choosing to maybe go big or go home kind of attitude. That's a mistake. When you avoid small actions and you put them off because you want to, I don't know, do something, it can be a really bad mistake for you. Relief doesn't come in grand gestures. It comes from daily atomic habits, daily atomic action. Things like hydration, sleep, journaling your triggers. They are the seed to transformation. The last one is your true self. So we're going through the gray matter. G is for gratitude, not being grateful, always complaining. Your gut, rebalancing your gut. Your gut is not balanced. You're putting all the junk, all the toxins inside your body because remember, there's the gut-brain connection there. If your gut is not balanced, that's a problem. Having toxins in your body. This could be eating processed foods, could be having alcohol, it could be even emotional baggage. All these toxins, they linger. And then we've just gone through atomic habits, not implementing small habits, drinking water. Yes, even if you've been drinking the water all the time and you're still having the headache and somebody has the audacity to say to you when you're having headache and you happen to just say that, oh my goodness, I think I'm having a migraine attack. And then the person has the audacity to say, oh, just drink water. How dare they? Yes, still drink the water, even though you're mega irritated by what they've said, because FYI, you know already. So how dare they tell you what you already know? Because you've been living with this forever and a day. It's okay. Those small atomic habits, they compound. Looking at your sleep routine, your sleep pattern. The last one is all about you, your true self, giving up on yourself, because you've been doing all the things there. You say, oh, this is just my lot in life. I guess I'm going to have migraine for the rest of my life. I guess I'm going to always be in pain for the rest of my life. That's it. I've met so many people that have said, oh, I've had migraine for 20 years, 30 years, even 50 years. I was mega shocked. I was like, not my portion in Jesus' name. No way. No way to be in this pain. And for it to be coming surprise.com. No, I don't want that. They just surrender. They justify it and they buy into the lie that, yeah, I'm going to have migraine for the rest of my life. You accept. Some people even choose to accept and identify as victims to migraine pain. I know how painful it can be. And I said, nope. I am going to be victorious and I'm going to win. I'm not going to be a victim. Victim is not my identification card. No. But there are many people that just give up on themselves and just, okay, it's my lot in life. After all, the studies have said, oh, it's got no cure. We don't understand it. So we end up living with migraine. Well, I'm here to tell you that there are thousands and millions of people that have recovered and completely been set free from chronic migraine, even chronic pain. I am one of those people that no longer has chronic migraine, and I've had it since I was a child. The truth is, I want to encourage you to see that you are not identified by your diagnosis. You're not stuck. You're not damaged. When you elevate your mindset, you reclaim your identity as a fixer and not a victim. It does look bright. Absolutely. That is the gray matter. And this is you, thinking different. The second ingredient that you need is to act consistently. And this is where you implement the triple A pathway to relief. You might be wondering, Gospel, what is the triple A pathway to relief? I'm glad you did ask. It is awareness, action, and accountability. Let's share that with you. Now, mindset won't move you forward. You need a map. You need a map that you can follow consistently to get results. And this is the triple A pathway to relief. Awareness is recognizing, owning the mistake. No shame or blame here. Just be honest. Become aware. Know your diagnosis. Know the mistakes that you have made. I shared with you some of the mistakes already in the gray matter. Then action. Once you're aware, and remember, awareness is no shame or blame, just you being completely honest with yourself. The honesty could look like you might ask the question, migraine just a headache? Is it just a headache? What is actually triggering this migraine attack? What is it? Do I actually have migraine, or is this a headache? Being aware of what you're actually experiencing, the head pain, knowing what type of head pain you're experiencing will really help you. You become so much clearer as to what you're going to do and the treatment you're going to take. Rather than just going there, self-diagnosing, getting to moresituation.com. And because you've self-diagnosed, you go and then you buy any medication and you take it, and the medication is actually not the right medication for whatever type of head pain you are experiencing. And the thing is, even if you diagnosed yourself right as migraine, are you taking the medication the right way? And are you actually taking the right medication? So that is what awareness does. Now, the action part, what that means is you pick up one small action that you're going to take. Okay, I'm going to research this and see what actually I'm having. I'm going to take that quiz. By the way, we have a quiz to help you. It answers the questions, is this a headache or is it migraine? You answer a very short quiz, and then you get to know if you're having a headache or if it's a migraine. Okay? That's one small action that you could take. It could be booking an appointment with your GP practice where you could see a nurse or a doctor if you're fortunate enough. It could be attending a workshop. And actually, you're doing one of the things now. You could be listening to a podcast, a YouTube video to learn more about different types of head pains. It could look like trying a different type of bedtime routine. Maybe if you are used to going to bed at 11 o'clock, maybe you want to go to bed at 10 o'clock. Different bedtime routine. Maybe you drink a cup of coffee before bed. Maybe instead of drinking one whole cup, maybe you drink, I don't know, nothing. Or instead of drinking it before bed, you drink it maybe 4 hours before bed. Little things like that. It could look like swapping a food that maybe harms you to one that doesn't. Like instead of having processed food or a takeaway that's got MSG in it, you don't. You have something else. That's what action looks like. Now, accountability looks like, I know you're used to hearing, I want someone to hold me account. Look at you look at accountable like who is working with you. Do you have a friend that you can call and talk to? Do you have a coach? Do you have a counselor? Do you have a parent or a teacher? That's what society say, okay, this person is holding me accountable. One thing I want you to start seeing accountability as, not so much accountability, seeing it as someone holding you accountable. You hold the baby, you hold groceries, you don't hold people accountable. And many people have this negative connotation when it comes to accountability as consequential. If I don't do what I'm told to do, there's a consequences of that. Or depending on someone to hold you accountable. What I am encouraging you to do is to have self accountability, take ownership of it, choose to do whatever it is that you want to do to better yourself or not. You've got the choice to do it. It's not so much as, oh, I have to do this. You don't have to do anything. That's the truth about life. You don't have to do anything. You get to choose what you want to do. And if you want to carry on eating processed food, that's your choice. It's not that you go in with the mindset that, oh, I have to eat healthy because the doctor said I should eat healthy, or Gospel, the migraine relief pharmacist said I should eat. I'm not forcing you to eat it. You really don't have to. You need to get to a place where you choose to. Accountability is you taking ownership. Self-accountability is what I'm talking about. You might be wondering, how does the gray matter and the AAA pathway, how do they work together? Let's look at it like this. The AAA pathway to relief is your road. You're becoming aware, you take action now, you've got to decide what type of actions you're going to take, and then you have the accountability part of it. The gray matter is really the thinking part of it. The thinking part of it is kind of like the engine that powers your journey. So you move, you're rebalancing your gut, you're removing all the toxins, and you're taking strategic actions. And you're not giving up on yourself, owning your true self. Just because some research or some healthcare professional or doctor says, oh, you're going to have this for the rest of your life, does not mean that you claim that. No. So that is how the AAA and the gray matter, they work together. Your roadmap, and you have the engine to power you on that journey. One without the other leaves you stranded. When you implement both of them together, that is where you start to see good results. You gain clarity, you gain momentum, and you gain sustained change. My friend, your story is not over. You're still being written because you're currently having chronic pain. You're dealing with this migraine. It's not over. You can turn the page and start to write a beautiful story. Start to get interested in your story. Migraine is not a life sentence. Absolutely not. It is a signal. The beauty is that when you apply the gray matter and the AAA pathway, you move from survive to thriving and ultimately excelling in your life. And that is always my goal for you. If you're ready to stop being a victim to migraine, and all its shenanigans. If you're ready to stop being a victim to chronic pain and you're ready to start becoming a fixer, then I want you to complete the quiz, get to know what exactly you have, especially if you've not gotten a diagnosis. Is it a headache or is it a migraine? And you can start to apply the gray matter and the AAA pathway to your life. You are not broken. You're not damaged. It's not over for you. Migraine and chronic pain is not your lot in life. You can get complete relief from head pain. And you know what? You've already started. You're on the journey already. So I'm wishing you ongoing success. You take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye.